What's up, everybody? The man next to me needs no introduction. He is one of the most profound, most illest, dopest lyricists ever known to mankind. He's hip hop's own, though, Big Daddy Kane. How you doing today, brother?
I'm great, man. Great. Everything is wonderful.
Good to have you again with all hip hop. Man, it's always a pleasure.
Nah, man. Great to be here with you, brother.
Yeah, I love throwing up our throwback pictures, man. You one of the few celebs that I wish happy birthday every year. You know what I mean? Because I always got good memories. Well, let's get right into it, man. You have this new song, Enough, featuring Chuck D.
Yeah.
I mean, the song is really dope, but why now? Why'd you do this song now?
Come on, man. I mean, right now is the time that it is needed, you know. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've been sitting at home chilling, man, you know, and up until this, pandemic thing, just enjoying just going out on the road, doing the classic material.
Right.
But right now, with what's going on in the world and the way things are, man, I just felt like I do actually have something to say. And I want to say it, especially like watching that speech from Tamika Mallory. I thought that speech was so deep and inspirational that, it really just had me like, there's something I definitely want to say.
Yeah.
So, I put the song together. I reached out to Chuck, told him I had an idea. He thought it was dope and we made it happen.
Yeah. Shout out to Chuck.
Yes, sir.
He's putting in work right now.
Yeah, Chuck. And also Loren Oden, that's who's singing on the hook.
Okay.
Vocalist with Adrian Young. Shout out to Loren.
Got it. Now the song obviously touches the spirit, and you talk about a few things. In your view, right now, it's hard for me to understand why we are where we are, considering, first of all, that this is not new. Second of all, almost feels like it's just getting worse and worse, not better, which is what you would think. Do you have any insight on that? Why is it getting so, bad?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's been bad. It's just that now it's being filmed. So the world is getting to see it. But I mean, it's been going on. But I just feel like due to the fact that police officers are getting away with this, like they don't really, they're not really concerned.
Right.
They don't really feel like, they I guess feel above the law and untouchable.
Right.
Worst thing gonna happen is, they're just gonna move to another precinct. So I mean, I think that's the mentality of a lot of these cats that's committing these horrendous acts. And now you have people that's out in the forefront saying that enough is enough. We're not going to stand for this. You need to do something about these here cops, man. And I mean, I hope that it's strong enough, because I mean, you have seen a few that were charged. That doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna get jail time, but there are a few that have actually been charged, fired. But we need more. That's really not enough. We need more, because if your job is to protect citizens, then that's what you should be doing, as opposed to killing them unjustly.
For sure. Tamika Mallory, she's been on the front lines for quite a while, coming out of Al Sharpton's camp, so to speak. What was it about her speech? That speech went viral. That inspired you?
Because of the direction that she took with it. I mean, she was straight to the point, and she basically with that speech, she was like, we can't, stand for this anymore. And letting it be known that, I don't give a damn about, what's happening over here, what's happening over there, because y'all should be a part of this movement too. So basically she was like, no, this is what this is about. Don't lose focus. We're gonna stay on top of what we need to stay on, and we're gonna fight for justice. You know, wasn't no shenanigans. It was so real, and it like really, it really touched the heart, man. For real, man, the real kind of way. You know.
Yeah, you are donating the proceeds from this song as well to her organization.
Yes, Until Freedom.
Yeah. Her and my son.
My son,
yeah. There's few people in that group. Even Chi Ali is down with them.
Yeah, I believe.
They've even brought Chi Ali in. Now you're one of the artists that have not always spoken directly politically, but your name and other parts about you have given us knowledge in indirect ways. This is one of your most direct songs, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, more or less. Well, that's not true. I mean, you've had joints.
I mean, I've had songs that touch on things, but I mean, maybe I haven't gone this deep before, but I mean, it's like in the past I made songs, basically talking about what's going on in my world, you know?
Right.
So the message may not have been as strong because I'm just really discussing, different things that I see bad that's going on in my world. With this particular situation, I mean, I'm really upset about it,
Yeah.
And I feel that things really need to change. Like this is something that really, really bothers me, not like me just, delivering the news, I'm really trying to address a serious issue,
Yeah, for sure. And how did you get Chuck on the record?
Well, after I, wrote my parts, I was sitting there like, on this here bridge section, how I want to go with it. And I was like, you know what? There's a style that Chuck did on this here song, Can I Get a Witness? That might be real dope. So I hit Chuck up and said, hey man, I got an idea with me and you could do some James Brown, Bobby Bird type of stuff, man. And he was like, he sent me a copy of the joint he was putting out on State of the Union. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we on the same page then. Perfect. And he just said, send it, and we made it happen.
Nice. Now, how do you feel about the young activists out there that they are doing things that I never thought I'd see. I almost feel like, well, I am an OG now at this point, but they're tearing statues down. I mean, it's unprecedented, some of the things that they're doing and really pushing for change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, after all these years, it's time for change, and with a lot of the young activists, I think it's a proud thing to see, especially in this time and era, because musically, when you turn the radio on, you don't really hear any conscious hip hop. You don't really hear too much of that anymore. That's been pretty much pushed to the side. And I feel like we have a younger generation that didn't experience the things that I experienced as a youth, that my parents, grandparents experienced. They're coming up in a generation where like, and the world ain't like that no more. People like that no more. And like that's their mentality, saying, not really paying attention and don't understand, exactly what this world really is, how it really operates. A lot of them, I think they end up dealing with situations where when it does hit them, it hits them hard. Because you actually in your mind thought that you was equal and you was going to get your fair share. And then as an adult, you're I don't know, 23, 24 years old, and real world smacks you in the face. When you see these younger cats that's keeping the fight going, and advancing the movement, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
The other thing is they're very much unified in their experiences, right? They're able to see the same thing at the same time. back in the day, you know, if something happened and you missed the news, you might not see certain things. You know, if something, now Rodney King was an exception. It kept being replayed over and over and over. But other than that, you really didn't see it seen so much. And being in quarantine too, all of us are home, you know, really looking at the same screen. So I think they're in the outrage is like almost boiling over at the same time, whatever, for everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you know, we're in a digital era right now, so
Yeah.
everything is filmed, man. Everything is filmed, and we're constantly looking at our phones and Yahoo and YouTube.
Right.
So I mean, yeah.
Now, are you still recording new music? It looks like you're in a studio.
Oh yeah, I'm down in the basement inside my studio.
Yeah.
But not at the moment. I mean, what I just did was, like I said, that was something I really felt, and I'm like, this is something I need to say. So that's what that was. But at the moment, no, I'm not recording.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, were you able to witness some of the less, for example, I'll just say it, like there was a group of about 1,000 armed guys that marched down in Georgia. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see. It was a beautiful thing to see. Our people united and letting it be known that like, listen, all that little goofy ass stuff that you're doing, with your lynches and coming out armed. Oh yeah, we can do that too.
Right.
We can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like there's a lot of supremacists that wanna paint this KKK image to scare Black protesters, Black activists, with their nooses and all this here goofy stuff, man. But I mean, yeah, to see Black people that's really about it, like, no, this is what I believe in, and I die for what I believe in. That's right there is like, okay, understand this is not a game.
For sure. Do you have any thoughts on the election? Does the presidency matter to you? A lot of us, the hood doesn't really change much with any president. But mentally, people change. Their attitudes can be changed.
Yeah, I mean, this presidency means a lot to me for the simple fact is because I mean I dig what you're saying, and you spitting real talk right there. However, though, a lot of people feel like when it comes to racism, they'd rather know what you're about. They'd rather see it than for you to hide it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like, yeah, show me how racist you are. That way, I know not to deal with you. That's the mentality of a lot of people. However, though, this dude here, man, it's like basically he's dividing people. And that's what I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I have a serious issue with, because you're dividing people. You know what I'm saying? You're creating a race war. A lot of the stuff that's going on in this country right now, racially, is because of this goofy motherfucker, man. For real.
Yeah.
So therefore, he need to go.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I'm not saying that Biden is better. I mean, in all honesty, I was actually hoping that Bernie Sanders, would have got that shot.
Right.
I'm not saying that Biden is better, but I'm saying that anybody better than this motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like they pushing you to the brink, and they say, "All right, here you go." You know what I mean? To the point where, like you said, almost anybody is better than what you have. It's kind of,
I mean, it's like, this dude is dividing the country like in the worst way. and
Yeah.
it's happening in a way, and so with so many distractions that you got a lot of people that don't even really realize how racist their actions are
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
of him defending certain things and making it
Mm-hmm.
seem like it's the right thing because
Mm-hmm.
we're making America great again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then to top it off, to make matters even worse, you know, as an American that traveled to different countries,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know how other countries look at us right now?
Man, listen, I went. I don't travel as much as you, but I was doing a lot of world traveling during the Bush era, and they were looking at us funny then too. What are y'all doing? You know what I mean? So I can't imagine what it is now. The only difference I would hope to think is that they like it ain't our fault, like black people fault. Like they like, well, we know y'all didn't vote for them. But yeah, across the board though, they looking at us like we're crazy for sure.
Well,
Like,
I mean, they dude got his black supporters,
yeah.
that Candace chick and them two chicks that look like the weather girls and I don't he got it, you know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Not gonna hold you too long, but do you have any thoughts on Mr. West? I think,
What else you want to talk about?
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. I'm not, I could talk to you for hours, you know what I'm saying? So we're not going back in the day, but I gotta get your thoughts on the state of hip hop right now and how you feel about it.
Well, I mean, right now I think it's a time where artists really need to find their identity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Music is a lot different, and that's cool. If that's what the younger generation like, that's cool. But I think it's a time where artists really need to find their identity. That thing that makes someone say, "Yo, I love the way this dude dress. I love his swag. I love how he walk. Or whatever. I want his picture or her picture on my home screen. On my laptop, on my phone, whatever. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing that's missing with a lot of today's artists, and they need to find that. I think there's a big disconnect between the younger generation and the older generation where they never really had a chance to really, have that open communication where it can be explained to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish there was some way of bridging that gap where the the artists like artists such as Ludacris, I don't know, but Fabulous,
Yeah.
Jadakiss, those cats could talk to some of the younger cats of today. Lil Wayne, what I'm saying, could talk to
Mm-hmm.
some of the younger cats today and just enlighten them, like, hey, this is what you need to do. Because when I look at artists like the Migos, I'm like, okay, they get it. They get
Yeah.
it. They got their own style. They in their own lane. Like they get it.
Yeah.
And I respect them for their art form and their originality. Uh,
Right.
but my favorite artist of today would probably be J. Cole. That would be my
Okay.
favorite.
Yeah, Cole is dope, and he did it on his own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
love
for
J.
sure.
Cole. J. Cole, Rhapsody,
Mm-hmm.
Logic. Like those are some of the few that I really, really like.
Yeah, dope. Well, Kane, man, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. Enough is on all streaming platforms, folks. So go out there and stream it up so you can help fuel the revolution, which is I think what we're in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And and even if you don't dig the song, you can still go to untilfreedom.com and donate to their organization to
yeah,
support Tamika Mallory and her crew because they're doing a
yeah,
great job out there fighting, going state
yeah.
to state all around fighting for justice and
Uh-huh.
equality for our people, man. So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, make sure you support them.
yeah. I'm gonna dig in my pockets. Definitely.
My
Yo,
man.
man, my man. Appreciate you.
All right,
Thanks a
brother.
lot. All right. Salute.